Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into the essential world of API security. APIs are everywhere these days, but they can also be vulnerable to attacks. In this video, we'll unlock 12 top API security secrets that every developer and security enthusiast should know. Let's get started. First up, the foundation of API security, HTTPS. Always use HTTPS to encrypt communication between clients and your API server. HTTPS ensures that data transmitted is protected from eavesdropping and tampering by encrypting it with SSL/TLS. It also provides integrity protection, preventing data corruption during transit. This is a fundamental security measure that should be implemented for all APIs, regardless of their sensitivity. Next, implement OAuth 2.0 for secure authorization. OAuth 2.0 is an industry-standard protocol that allows third-party applications to access your API on behalf of users without sharing their credentials. It provides a secure and delegated authorization framework, enhancing the overall security of your API ecosystem. Always validate scopes and permissions granted to clients. Regularly review client permissions to minimize the risk of unauthorized access. Want to ditch passwords altogether? Consider WebAuthn for passwordless authentication. WebAuthn is a modern authentication standard that enables users to authenticate with their API using biometrics or security keys. This can greatly enhance security by eliminating the risk of password-related attacks such as phishing and password reuse. It provides a more secure and user-friendly authentication experience. API keys are like the keys to your kingdom, so protect them. Use leveled API keys to control access. API keys should be assigned different levels of permissions based on the application or user accessing the API. This allows you to restrict access to sensitive data and functionality, minimizing the potential impact of a security breach. Regularly rotate API keys and monitor their usage to detect any suspicious activity. Consider using short-lived tokens to further limit the window of opportunity for attackers. Authentication is just the first step. Authorization is equally crucial. Authorization determines what a user or application is allowed to do with the API. Ensure that you have fine-grained access controls in place, allowing you to specify which resources and actions are accessible to different users and applications. Use role-based access control, RBAC, or attribute-based access control, ABAC, to manage permissions effectively. Don't let your API be overwhelmed. Enforce rate limiting to prevent abuse. Rate limiting restricts the number of requests that a user or application can make to the API within a given time frame. This can help protect your API from denial of service, DOS attacks, brute force attacks, and other types of abuse. Implement dynamic rate limiting to adapt to changing traffic patterns and potential threats. Monitor rate limits to identify suspicious behavior. APIs evolve, so plan for updates. Implement API versioning for smooth updates. API versioning allows you to make changes to your API without breaking existing clients. This ensures that your API remains compatible with older applications, while also allowing you to introduce new features and improvements. Use semantic versioning to clearly communicate the scope and impact of changes. Provide clear migration guides for clients to upgrade to newer versions. Control who can access your API. Whitelist IP addresses for extra security. By only allowing requests from known and trusted IP addresses, you can significantly reduce the risk of unauthorized access. This is particularly useful for APIs that are only intended to be accessed by a specific set of clients or applications. Regularly review and update your whitelist to ensure that it remains accurate and effective. Consider using a dynamic whitelist to automatically adapt to changing IP addresses. For centralized security control, use an API gateway. An API gateway acts as the single entry point for all your APIs, allowing you to enforce consistent security policies across the board. It also helps manage API traffic efficiently, protecting against overload or malicious attacks. Think of it as your API's security checkpoint. Don't give attackers any clues. Implement robust error handling. Return meaningful error messages to help developers troubleshoot without exposing sensitive system details. And always validate inputs before processing them. This protects against injection attacks and data corruption and also prevents unexpected behavior. Input validation is your API's first line of defense. Stay ahead of the bad guys. Stay informed about the latest API security threats by understanding OWASP API security risks. Regularly review the OWASP API Security Top 10 to address vulnerabilities before they are exploited. Knowledge is power when it comes to API security. Last but not least, don't forget to test your API security thoroughly and regularly. This includes penetration testing, vulnerability scanning, and fuzz testing. By identifying and addressing vulnerabilities early on, you can prevent costly data breaches and ensure the ongoing security of your API. That's a wrap on our top 12 API security tips. Remember, securing your APIs is crucial for protecting user data and maintaining trust. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more security content. Thanks for watching, and stay secure.